Hello everyone. With Velgar finally defeated, a whole new chapter of Dragonwilds opens up today. We're heading into Fellhollow, a dangerous new region packed with stronger enemies, better gear, and plenty of mysteries waiting to be uncovered. The first goal is simple: survive long enough to unlock steel armor and tools, and after that, we'll see just how ready we really are. But for now, let's get back to finishing up Dragon Slayer. We hand over Velgar's head to the wise old man, who rewards us with a draconic visage, unlocking the Dragon Blight Shield. He then tells us to go meet him at Ashen Watch, which is located in the northeast area of the Fractured Plains. But before we do that, we're checking out this Dragon Blight Shield. It definitely looks really cool, and it has a special parrying mechanic where, upon a successful parry, you emit a poisonous cloud, like a giant fart. Whilst travelling to Ashen Watch, I stumbled across another Garou camp. Clearing it revealed 4 Dragonkin statues, unlocking a sealed vault. This vault was pretty much like any other one, except the gimmick was explosive plants scattered throughout the corridors. The boss in this area was a poisonous guardian, and without any anti-poisons on me, there wasn't much room for error. The reward was Dragonkin knowledge for the Granite Maul, which we accidentally found for Doric's quest. Turning it in completed the quest and unlocked the Granite Maul recipe. Upon regrouping with the wise old man, he instructs us to pass through a mysterious door further down the hill to continue our journey. Get ready for the super aggressive narration for the next part of the story.
When Queen Kuldra overthrew the Dragonkin, her brood set the divided realms of Ashenfall ablaze. Every territory burned, save one. Fellhollow. Here, tyranny gave way to compassion. Immeru and her mate shielded their people, and peace endured. Kuldra saw mercy as betrayal, and thus her mate was slain. Grief consumed Immeru. She sought a curse that would twist her sorrow into power. She rose against Kuldra, but it was not enough, and Immeru fell, wreathed in flame. In the underworld she drank deep of Numenon, clawing her way back from death. Resurrected but twisted, with an insatiable hunger for souls, she consumed everyone in her path. Only the undead remained, and Fellhollow became a place of rot and wither. In the deep place, an ancient, primordial being stirs. Death himself has come, seeking one bold enough to break the curse and end Immeru's torment once and for all.
Death explains to us that the path ahead would lead us into Fellhollow, a realm caught between life and death, with Immeru consuming souls and disrupting the natural order. Our task was to find Caffin and see what he knew. He also has a shop that sells pretty cool cosmetics, armor, and jewelry. Shortly after, we meet Posty Pete, who tells us that before we could enter Fellhollow, we need to be soul rifted. This involves standing in this corrupted red area until your wither meter goes to 100%, in which case we become soul rifted and can see spectral entities and gates. The downside of being soul rifted was that Immeru can now sense us. As you can see, we have a countdown timer just below the eye. If that reaches 0, I'm pretty sure we die. As the timer gets lower, the enemies get progressively harder as well. So our first priority was cleansing the soul rift using a cleansing fountain. The atmosphere didn't change much after cleansing. Bleakfield's Valley still felt quite eerie, compared to the previous biomes we've explored. Upon reaching Caffin, he directs us to a set of nearby runestones. These revealed the locations of Curse Fragments that we would need to collect before we could face Immeru. But rather than heading straight for the Curse Fragments, I decided to spend some time exploring Bleakfield's Valley and see what other resources I could find. I also bumped into Zanuck again, who asks for our help with more restless ghosts. And curiosity got the better of me when I spotted another spectral door nearby. Inside, a soulstone sentinel guarded the area. And there was something valuable there, but whatever it was, our current pickaxe wasn't good enough to mine it. Things started to get pretty scary as I lingered too long soul rifted. At 150 seconds, Dragonwolves started spawning, and at this point I thought I needed to get out of here. That was a very close call. Back at the safety of base, I put the coal to good use by building a blast furnace. And here I found that if I wanted to make steel, I was gonna need a lot more of it. The new materials also unlocked some tier 5 ranged armor in the form of green dragon hide. But with our melee and magic setup, it wasn't the upgrade that I was looking for. So with steel now the goal, I headed back out to gather the materials I'd need. Whilst harvesting willow logs, I bumped into Vanica again, who tasked me with finding 3 nature spirits and collecting their primordial hearts. No idea where they are or what they look like. Not long after this, I spotted a green dragon, and as tempting as it was, I didn't feel ready to take it on without the steel gear. Instead, I turned my attention to a nearby coal deposit. Back at base, the first steel bars were ready. I upgraded the steel spade and pickaxe, but the logging axe would have to wait until I found some fine thread. Steel armor was also within reach, but we were still missing fine cloth and sacred oil before I could start forging it. It turned out that fine thread was under my nose this whole time. Corpse cotton was growing near the entrance of Bleakfields Valley, and harvesting it provided both the cotton and the seeds. As I knew we need a lot of these corpse cotton, I also started a farm. And as I was making fine thread, I was then able to weave it into fine cloth, unlocking the split bark armor set. With steel armor only missing one final ingredient, sacred oil. To make it, I needed ectoplasm, and the quickest way to farm it was by becoming soul rifted and hunting down the spectral enemies. I did this for a while and resetted the timer when things got a bit too hairy. With enough ectoplasm gathered, we could brew the sacred oil and craft our first pieces of steel armor. And with some materials left over, I made the steel logging axe. The plate body and legs were clear upgrades from our paladin armor, but I'd forgotten about the shield. After quickly crafting one, the steel setup was complete. The only thing missing now was our upgraded helmet, and with our steel logging axe, we could finally harvest hollow bark to make the upgraded mage armor. I was quite excited to finish our tier 5 setup, with a split bark helm being the last piece. But upon equipping it, it looked pretty dorky. The stats are great, but the look, not so much. I immediately turned on the hide helmet option. Feeling better equipped and wanting to test out our new gear, I headed back through that spectral door to see what I had missed inside. With a steel pickaxe this time, we were able to mine the soul stones. It turned out they were a great source of soul fragments, the currency that is used in Death's shop. And this time round it wasn't nearly as close of a call. We're definitely in a much stronger position than when we first stepped into Fellhollow. Here are the stats for the starting and the ending of this episode. With our steel gear ready and plenty of new materials gathered, we had everything we needed to push deeper into the region. The 3 Curse Fragments were still waiting for us, and next time we'll begin tracking them down as we continue our hunt for Immeru. If you enjoyed the episode, I'd really appreciate a like, and if you'd like to follow the adventure, consider subscribing so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.